Unboxing, tests and review of the Mogabi smart guitar. I'm calling this the Mogabi smart guitar, but to be perfectly honest with you, I'm not 100% sure how you should pronounce it. This guitar came directly from South Korea, and as it's designed as a travel guitar, I would imagine it packs away quite easily and safely, so I'm not expecting any problems with the packing. And from the time I received a dispatch notice to the time the guitar arrived was insane. I've not had stuff this quickly from within the UK, and this came all the way from South Korea. I think it was a couple of days or something like that. And the guitar was single boxed, but was wrapped with plenty of bubble wrap, as well as having its own case. So the chances of it getting damaged in transit are very small indeed. The case the guitar comes with is a canvas style padded case, and it's got a little pocket in the front and a window where the headstock is, so you can actually see the headstock in there. And it's got a carrying handle on the top, which is reinforced so it doesn't break easily, and the actual zips are really good quality. And they've even gone to the trouble of putting their name and logo on the zip tags, which have got a loop in them that's big enough to put a lock through if you wanted to. As well as having a carrying handle, on the back of the case there's a couple of strong looking over the shoulder carry straps. The case is remarkably small, it's hard to believe there's a guitar in there. And to give you an idea of scale, I've put it on top of my strap here, and it's about 8 to 10 inches shorter than the strap. And opening the case, it's got a really good depth of padding, so the protection it offers to your guitar is really good. Inside the case you've got a central section where the main guitar lives, and you've got two side sections to hold the rest frames, and you've also got a pocket to keep all your accessories in. So it's really nicely laid out, and there's plenty of fresh air in there as well, so if you had to put any other bits and pieces in with your guitar, you can. Right, let's take the guitar out of the case and take a better look at it. As far as I can tell at the moment, the guitar is made out of three main components. The one part is the body and neck, and you get two rest frames. The rest frame is insanely strong. It's made out of a kind of plastic, but a very tough plastic. I'm putting a lot of force on this now, and in fact I'm damaging the table surface. And the rest frame has also got a rubberized insert. I'm guessing this is to prevent the guitar from sliding off your knee when you're playing it sat down. Another thing I've noticed straight away, and that is that the frame is symmetrical, or both of the rest frames are identical. And to most people this isn't important, but if you're left-handed it means you can easily reverse the guitar to make it playable as a left-hander. Right, I'll just remove this tape so I can unfold the guitar. But before I unfold it, I'll just read what it says in the joint, because it looks like it's got some important information there. In the joint there's various bits of information, but the most important thing I've got off it is the fact that the hinge is locking, and you need to make sure it's unlocked before you try to move it, but then lock it up when you're using the guitar. There's a little bit of movement in the hinge when it's locked, but not much. And the hinge is huge. Last time I saw a hinge like that, it was on a castle door. So it really looks strong, so it's not going to wear out or break quickly. And in this state, with it opened out, but still not having the rests on it, it looks pretty strange. It's really long, and it's hard to believe it fit in that bag because it's well longer than my Strat now. But you can see that all the important resonating parts of the guitar are made out of mahogany, and they look very well made. And the frets look completely smooth and flat, and I can't find one sharp edge. And we can't ignore the elephant in the room, which is this amazing headstock, which I think is really cool, and it's part of their whole look because they've incorporated the headstock shape into their logo. And speaking of the Mogabi logo, you'll notice that on the back of the headstock, the machine heads have got the Mogabi logo on, which means they've either been made by Mogabi themselves or they've been especially made for them. And also on the back of the headstock there's a quality control hologram, which I think is a good sign. Right, I'll finish putting the guitar together now by putting the rests on. I'm showing the wing attachments going in one by one. However, in reality, you line up two and slide them in. They're held in by a spring-loaded ball bearing, so they click into place quite well. Before I do any tests or continue with the review, I need to charge up the batteries so they're fully charged. So I'll take everything out of the case and then have a look through the accessories that came with it. Normally I wouldn't really include the charger in the review, but because of a recent experience it's worth me pointing out that the charger has a couple of adapters with it. So if you're living in the UK, it's already got a UK adapter in it. And the reason I mentioned this is because recently I bought a preamp from Thomann and it arrived without a UK adapter. So obviously until I could get an adapter the thing was useless. The power supply also has a really good length of wire. There's nothing worse than leaving your guitar somewhere where it could get damaged simply because you haven't got enough wire to put the guitar somewhere safe whilst it's charging. Right, let's take a look at the other accessories that come with a guitar. As well as the power supply, you also get instruction manuals and a year warranty document, a USB Type-C data lead, which isn't for charging, and a line out adapter. You get 4 Mogabi plectrums and an Allen key for adjusting the truss rod. Here's some pictures and videos of the guitar so you can have a good look round it. And I'll use Medieval Slow Dance recorded on this guitar as a backing track. And I'm using this tune because we very recently did it in the fingerpicking course, so most of my subscribers will know it. And I'll show you how I recorded this on this guitar later on in the video. let's look at the basic controls on the guitar. So first I'll turn it on. And to turn it on, you simply hold down the button for a couple of seconds and it comes on. All the controls are not only push switches, but they're also rotary switches. So the on-off switch is also the volume control. And this is very much a purist's guitar, as in, just like an acoustic guitar, you can't adjust the tone. However, you have got reverb on this guitar, which is the rotary function of the record button. You'll notice that when you turn it on, it goes into guitar mode, which is the standard playing mode. However, if you turn the mode button to the right, it'll go into Bluetooth mode, which turns it basically into a Bluetooth speaker. And if you turn it to the right again, you go into mix mode, which allows you to play the guitar over the Bluetooth signal. And this can obviously be mixed by adjusting the guitar volume and adjusting the Bluetooth volume until you've got a good mix. This mode is perfect for practicing along with backing tracks. The button function of the mode switch takes you to the Bluetooth volume, and you can use this just in Bluetooth mode or in mix mode. Right, I'm going to do a very simple primitive test. Firstly, I'm connecting the Mogabi to my computer, and then I'll just play one of the backing tracks that I've used previously. And I've now put the guitar in mix mode. So now I've hit record, and I'm just going to play some open strings, just so I can check if it's recording properly. Right, I'll stop the backing now and check if it's recorded. Sounds exactly the same. Right, I'm just going to transfer that to my computer and take a look at the wave and the type of file that's created. And the file it's created is a very respectable 16-bit 48 kHz stereo WAV file. And the recorded file is very clean and very accurate. And if I was going to be really critical, I'd say the gain was a little low for my liking. But this is much better than having any clipping. Right, let's do a more serious test. And this is how I recorded the medieval slow dance with the backing track that I used in this video. And it's as simple as this. Firstly, I'll find the backing track and get that ready to play. Then I just need to remember to start the recording first before I start the backing track, and then I can cut the silence off at the end. And obviously, don't forget to stop the recording at the end. And I speak from experience, cause I did do that and ended up recording hours of rubbish. And to simplify and shorten the video, what I've actually done is imported that sound wave into my video editor. So what you've just heard is what the guitar actually recorded. To get the recordings off the guitar, you literally just plug the USB-C in and plug the other end into your computer or mobile device, and the guitar then behaves just like a memory stick. So you can download your recordings and delete the ones that are no good. For me here, it's better using the computer, but the best part about the guitar is you can use it on the go. So you can just connect it up to your mobile phone and do exactly what I've done here. Right, before we go on, I'll just give you a quick review of how the guitar feels and plays. And the biggest surprise to me was the fact that it's bigger than I expected. The supports give you plenty of space, so it feels more like a true acoustic guitar. And it's quite heavy as well. These were both surprises. If I was to compare this to something like the Yamaha Silent Strings, the Yamaha is very small and very light. This is a lot bigger and a lot heavier, so it feels more like a real acoustic guitar. The big surprise was the fact that the neck is probably one of the best necks I've ever played on. Without me touching it or adjusting it, it arrived completely flat, with an action at the 12th fret of just over 1.5 mil. It's got a really good feel to it, and I cannot find anything to criticise the neck on. The frets are perfectly flat and they're perfectly shaped, and the intonation is also perfect. I really hope that all of their guitars come out of the factory like this one, and if they do, it won't be long before everyone's heard the name. Something I didn't mention earlier that I feel I should mention is the fact that it's got a sleep function. And to activate this, you just do a short press on the power button and the guitar will go to sleep. And if you buy one of these, I recommend you using it if you leave the guitar even for a couple of minutes. This is what I found when I got back after going in to get a cup of tea. It literally took me 2 minutes. But on a positive note, that's a really great sound for a sci-fi soundtrack. Something else I need to mention is the fact that they provided a really good quality line adapter. And I used the line adapter plugged into a standard guitar lead and then plugged that into an acoustic guitar amp. And the quality of signal was really good. And the volume of the signal was really good. But you could still control the volume from the guitar itself and lower it if you found there was too high a line level. And the most important thing to myself is there was no hiss on the line output, so it's very clean. Another important thing I need to point out is the fact that this guitar comes in multiple colours, as well as a nylon strung version. And they sent me 2 extra rests in different colours as samples so I could show them on this video. And if you visit the website www.mogabi.net, you can see there all the different colours that the guitar comes in. And it's just as well I've got these samples to show you, because the coloured versions are very different. The wooden one is actually textured wood. In fact, I think the plastic has actually got a percentage of wood in it. If you've seen the video where I make a feedback suppressor for an acoustic guitar, I used a kind of PLA with a percentage of wood in it. And I think the wood look Mogabi guitar is made of this same material. Looking at these coloured ones now, they're very smooth, yet they've got kind of a rubberized surface to them. And again, they've got the inserts, which is rubber, to stop the guitar from slipping. And if you do visit the website, take a look at their accessories as well, because you can actually change the colour of the rests if you want, because they sell spare ones. But if you are thinking of buying one of these guitars, I'd hold out for a while, because they're doing a startup. And when I get the link to the startup, I'll put it down below in the description, and then you can go and have a look there. So keep revisiting and checking out the description for that startup link. And in case you're curious, I don't get paid a penny for making this video. I earn through the advertising on the YouTube video. So I've got nothing to lose by telling you if it's rubbish, if it is rubbish. But I can tell you, I really like this guitar. I think it's really good. But not only that, it's really nice to see something different in the guitar world. So as a new startup, I wish them every success. Right, let's conclude this review with a few basic tests. But first, I'll retune the guitar. And I've been using this guitar for a few days now, and I'm finding it holds its tune really well. Which is just as well, because it hasn't got its own built-in tuner. Tuning the guitar is really easy though. The machine heads are really nice quality, and I've not found any loose spots or tight spots. And I've not found any sticking points with the strings either. No surprise there, it stayed in tune. But I'll detune and retune a couple of the strings just to give you an idea of the feel of the machine heads. For these tests, I'm going to be using the recordings produced by the guitar. So firstly, I'll just rake down the guitar slowly with a plectrum through several chords, just so you get a really good, clear idea of how the guitar sounds. Now I'm just going to click the strings, going through the various levels of reverb on the guitar. Something else I discovered during that recording is that you can't adjust the reverb whilst you're recording, but I guess you wouldn't need to do that in normal use anyway. Here's Rivers of Blood being played with the reverb up high, and I'm recording it through the guitar. You'll notice I let it ring on for quite a time then. That was just to demonstrate that it's got really good sustain. Here's something a little more upbeat, and I've turned off the reverb altogether on this one. Unfortunately, that means the guitar sticks out horribly from the mix, but on the good side you can hear how the guitar sounds. Okay, to conclude this review, this guitar is a really good guitar. It plays well, it's been made well, the neck is straight and true and the frets are very well fitted. It sounds good and the overall guitar is built like a tank. It's really good. The only very slight down point I can think of is that there's a little bit of hiss comes out of the speakers. However, when you've got it on your knee so the speakers are pointing away from yourself, you can't hear this hiss at all. And for me, more importantly, the recordings don't have any hiss, and the WAV files are very clean. For me, I love the way this guitar looks. It's a real head turner and conversation starter. But I'm well aware the looks are so different, there's going to be many people who don't like it. But that's down to everyone's personal taste. If you like to take your guitar out with you and travel around, these guitars are perfect for the job and a really good option. It's easy to take apart and put away in a very small case, and it's easy to bring out and put back together again. And it's well built and really tough. The battery should last up to 6 hours, and the speakers produce about the same volume as a regular acoustic guitar. Hopefully I've covered most of what I need to talk about. However, if you have any questions, stick them down below in the comments and I'll try to answer them if I can. Otherwise, go to www.mogabi mogabi.net and have a look round there. You might find the answer to your question there. Earlier in this review, I mentioned that Mogabi were going to have a Kickstarter page, and they've now provided me a link where you can register interest. So when that page is ready, they'll email you to notify you that it is ready to view. So if you're interested in registering your interest, click on the link down below in the description. Thank you very much for watching this video, and if you like reviews like this of guitar related equipment, or if you want some guitar lessons, please like, subscribe and hit the bell icon. And if you're looking for a fully structured guitar course, go to www.ebooks4guitar.com and you'll find lots of free courses there and more material being added all the time. Thanks again for watching, and a special thanks to my subscribers.